So my name is Greg Spore. I'm the boyfriend. So I first met CL in 1998 at an internal company conference in Washington, D.C. At the time, we were both insurance brokers working for Marsh, and I worked out of the Chicago office, and CL worked out of the Philly office. And at the conference, during the day, we had business sessions, and at night, we would play team-building games. And the first night, the game we played was called Password. And CL and I were randomly paired together. For those who aren't familiar with the game Password, it was a word association television game show from the 1960s. And where there were two contestants, each team with a celebrity partner. And the object of the game is to score points by guessing the correct password from one word clues given by his or her partner. In this case, all of the passwords were related to insurance. Usually it takes at least, at a minimum, of 4 to 5 single word clues before your partner is able to successfully guess the word. Half the words were actually technical, relating to insurance contract language, which wasn't exactly my forte, still isn't. Yet, for whatever reason, we were consistently guessing the word in 3 attempts or less. And half the words I didn't even really know what they meant. I just had heard them before, and in any event, we ended up winning the whole contest that night. Clearly, we had a connection, but it wasn't love at first sight. Over the years, we stayed in touch, and over time, we strengthened our friendship and developed a deeper rapport. Then in 2016, we sat on a joint Marsh operating committee, and we got the opportunity to get to know each other even better with more consistent interactions, and we became close friends. Long story short, by the summer of 2021, we had fallen in love. So just a brief 23 years after we first met. So while love at first sight is a wonderful concept, love at a thousandth sight was a special delight. Now, while dating a friend might feel riskier than dating a stranger, because you're terrified of messing up a close relationship, this was never the case for us. For us, the strength of our relationship that started as a friendship was that we had a fuller sense of who, as a partner, each of us was from the very beginning, which for us made that kind of giddy early stages of our romantic relationship even more enjoyable. And that our pre-existing bond kind of served as a relationship tailwind. Simply put, the 3 years we spent together as a couple were magical. And despite the horrible circumstances over the past year, our love for each other continued to grow, stronger with each and every day we were together. Now, while it's a natural reaction to be angry and feel cheated and shortchanged and robbed, that our time with CL was cut tragically short, focusing on what we could have done together with more time or everything we will miss in the future. Instead, I urge everyone to focus on all the wonderful experiences that you had with CL and how fortunate we all were to spend every day with CL that we did. The fact is that I wouldn't trade 1,000 lifetimes with someone else for the 3 years that we spent together as a couple. And I can say that with confidence, not only because CL was so uniquely special and exceptional, but I also have had some less successful relationship experience to compare it to. My 92-year-old father, who absolutely adored CL, had nicknamed her the Charm, as in the third time is a charm. So, very sweet guy. As a way of remembering and celebrating all of CL's wonderful attributes, in the hospital with CL's family, who, by the way, I love so much, and who have been so good to me and welcomed me with open arms into the family. In any event, we went around the hospital room with each family member offering their feelings and thoughts. Now, with the list that we compiled is in no particular order, and it's certainly not exhaustive, I thought today would be a perfect opportunity to share with everyone. And many of the wonderful things that people have already said have highlighted, we came up with as well. But firstly, she was absolutely beautiful, both inside and out. She had a smile that would light up the room. She was a kind person. She was generous with all things.
Thank you.
She was generous with all things: love, time, money. She was creative. She was inventive. She was encouraging. She was someone who you would love to make laugh. She was loving. She was fun. She was super bright and intelligent. She was energetic and inspiring. And she was hardworking. And this is something that her son Brian came up with that I thought was absolutely perfect. If something was important to you, it became important to her. She had a knack for making you feel heard, for making you feel valued, for making you feel important. She was considerate, she was determined, and she was ambitious, but not in a cutthroat way. And she was loyal and selfless. She always went to bat for her colleagues and team members. She was passionate and she was vibrant. She was talented and she was successful. And she was an excellent role model and mentor. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and tell me that she was like a big sister to them. She was patient. She was both empathetic and sympathetic. And she was an excellent planner. Bottom line, CL loved unconditionally, gave generously, and forgave easily. Her smile, a beacon of hope, she had a way of making the ordinary feel extraordinary, of turning the mundane moments into cherished memories. But what made CL truly exceptional was her indomitable spirit, her unyielding courage, and her infectious optimism. Even in the face of the ultimate adversity, she remained hopeful, resilient, and positive. Her spirit was not just an inspiration, it was a force, a beacon, a guiding light, and her love will forever shine in our hearts. They say that every time we make the decision to love someone, we open ourselves up to great suffering. Because those that we love the most cause us not only great joy, but great pain. And as respects to CL, the greatest pain comes from her leaving us. And that pain, her leaving, is tearing us all apart. Still, if we want to avoid the suffering of leaving, we will never experience the joy of loving. And love is stronger than fear, and life is stronger than death, and hope is stronger than despair. And we have to trust, we all have to trust, that the risk of loving is always worth it.